Hello everyone!
Welcome to Sisters and Wellies.
Welcome.
So I don't know if you watched last week's video, but we're still very much in the process of training up calves and sending more out. So yesterday we sent out these little ones. They're only about 6 months old. So they're just in the process of...
Yeah, it's a different group to the ones we did last week. We're not still like, please just live.
Last week ones are doing really, really well. To be fair, they haven't broke up once. They've got 2 fences now, back and forward, and yeah, they're absolutely nailing it.
Well done, girls. So some of you might have already noticed we are in portrait mode today. So there's only one person to blame for that, and that is our dad. So if you want to get angry at him. So yeah, sorry, he's done today's video, which could be good news, so just try and focus on that. But unfortunately, he did video the whole thing portrait, even though we've told him to do it landscape. So sorry about that. It will be a one-off.
With himself.
Yeah, he put so much time into it, he couldn't really be like, do it again. So yeah, I hope that's okay. As I said, it'll be a one-off. But yeah, he's gonna walk you through some of the silage grounds, so we'll leave it to him, and we hope you enjoy.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
So hello everyone, back helping the Sisters and Wellies out. Well, haven't stopped really, but not seen much of me. So today I've decided just to have a quick look at the silage ground. As you can see, it's looking really good. This is ryegrass we put in last May, and yeah, really coming really well now. We've only put just over 40 units of nitrogen on this. Certainly doesn't need anything else on it. It's only been a couple of weeks and this will be ready to cut. So this is looking good. I'll look at a couple of other fields and I better get home. So this is the church field, and this is a reseed we put in beginning of September. This was sown, so this again is looking good. See, different type of grass. This is sort of going to be a 5, maybe 6 year lane, maybe a bit longer, maybe a bit less, depending on how it pans out. It's looking good at the moment, really thick. Whether it'll come with that next door, which you've just seen, depends, because I've got a lot of aeration in some of the ground. Not a lot, but probably maybe 2 separate cuts. We're going to have a quick look. There's a lovely old tree there. We cleared this bit of ground last year, just tidied it all up, put our pen here for cattle, so we can handle cattle over here when we need to. So we can easily get cattle in from that side into here, and we're just going to have a look at the field next door for silage. But our plan is to take the silage off the ground just around this pen, which is about 20 odd acre, and it could expand a lot more than that if we needed it to, and bring probably bull and heifers over here. Heifers, a lot of them will have caught the bull by the time they come here, but as soon as we take them one cut off, get them over to this ground, so we have all of Clark and Hill for our milking cows. So this field is called a chute. It's got a water chute, just comes out by the gate there. It's a natural stream, small stream that comes out from just under the church and goes into the ditch just down by there. So it's named the chute. And as you can see again, the grass is looking quite good. This field has been down around 6 years. Probably needs reseed. It's just starting to get a bit thin on the ground, and it's not a ryegrass, but it's a predominantly silage lay, and I just feel it's done its time really. But it'll do this season again, and you see, really looking really nice. Good boundary right round, big trees all the way around. Yeah, it's quite a picturesque part of the farm. A40 there. We are on the other side of the road from Clark and Hill farm. Just taking a short drive from that big field there, which we call Waterloo, is the first one we walked. The church field, and the chute was just behind those trees. Come down the road, up the lane, and I've come into Parkin, which is cottage field. It's the cottage just at the top there, and last year I was really quite worried about my silage ground. This would have been one of them. We had a lot of wet weather. We cut fourth cut late in the year, and things around this time of the year last year were looking quite different. That field we ploughed Another one down the bottom which I'll be walking into, we ploughed. This year, as you can see, things are looking far more healthy. To be fair, the tops of the fields weren't too bad. It was the wetter ground suffered the most down the bottom, but it's so much better this year. The strip you can see that's slightly coloured, that's ryegrass. We reclaimed that ground back after being down to a form of game cover, which at the time the landlord decided he no longer wanted the game cover, so we reseeded. So that's slightly out of sync. So we're going to walk next door into what is known as North Park. So we're now in North Park. You can see the church, you're always going to see the church. A few docks in this field. It's not terrible, but it's just got a few here. I either do something about them, but I am thinking of ploughing this field and the one we just walked from, Parkin, cottage field. These two fields have been down to a grass lay for quite a time. They've done a lot of silage, and I think it's time they were up to notch really. Just new seed, get things freshened up here. You can still see though, it's looking good, it's looking quite fresh. Grass is healthy, but it's not going to be coming anywhere near the same time as the ryegrass across the valley. And hopefully what's next door, because that's ryegrass as well. So I'm now back in Ash Bank. So this is ryegrass, as you can see again. It's a little bit patchy here and there. We had cattle in here quite late, but it's looking really, well, it's not patchy, it's looking really good. It's just got like little places where it's a little bit less, but I mean, that's because I've driven through there. I can see my tracks. Putting the fertilizer on. To be fair, we haven't had great growing weather. We've had very little rain, so I certainly can't complain about the way things have moved. It's quite incredible really. These young grass lays will ride out the dry weather tests that we get, as you find the older lays suffer a lot harder. So it's always good to have some grass, new grass every year if you can. Keep reseeding, keep it going round and keep things moving. So this is called Ash Bank. As you can probably see, that bank, it's got a lot of ash on it. But there's big variety of trees around here. The oak there, I say it's young oak, but that's still probably a couple of 100 years old at least. Some nice oaks there. And we're going into the field next door called Foxes. So we're in Foxes, and this field we reseeded end of August of last year, just a little bit before the one we seen first, which was Churchfield. And as you can see, again, very similar, possibly a little bit more forward. There's been no grazing taking place on these fields. It wasn't ever far enough forward early on for sheep, and we're at that point where what do we do? So we basically did nothing, just left it. It's a nasty patch of chickweed in the middle, don't know why that is, but that does seem to be the only place. It's looking really good, really thick again. This is a bit more forward than the first field of grass seed we've seen. The other thing I'm noticing here is the moon. I don't know if I can get that in. I'm going to try. There you go. The moon is out at it's about 3:30, I guess. So that's quite nice, isn't it? I only see it at night normally. My neighbour over there looks like he's doing something very interesting there with a big machine on ploughed ground. And we got Slebish wood quite right round here. I call it Slebish wood because it's part of Slebish Estate. The other side of that wood down was quite a long big woodland, and down the bottom side is the main driveway into Slebish Park. And you come round, yeah, really nice piece of ground, and it's Slebish Church again. So we've just walked out of Foxes. There's a gateway there. Well, there is a gate there, believe you me. And we've now walked into South Park. As you can see, it's because it faces south, because the sun's up there. Over there, the other side was North Park, because it faces north. And you've got the Preseli Mountains, which always confirms that when you're looking from the field, you're looking straight at the mountains. So this is one of our oldest lays over in Rosehill. It's one of those, probably should be ploughed really. It always seems to do okay though. It's about 6 acre. It always comes with a rest, fine. It just lacks a little bit of its, you know, vigour and quality, I suppose, in the grass. But it's quite a difficult field. It's got a really wet area here. When we took this land originally, it had a lot of rush, and the landlord, to be fair, it's a lot of draining in here. Got it sorted, got it looking really nice. It actually still belongs to the house and the farm, which Nigel, the landowner of this block of ground around the house, still has. And so I think we're just keeping it like this because it looks really good with the place. But we'll see in a couple of years if we're still farming it. We may turn it over and put a new lay into it. But you know, you come in here now and you can see there's absolutely nothing wrong with this grass. I tend to be sweeping grass like that and filming over there. You can hear the noise. So that's what I'm doing, is sort of trying to show you the grass. It's nice, isn't it? I lay down really flat. Look at that, look. So I put my phone on the floor. Oh hell, oh sugar. So hello everyone, I had a bit of a problem there. I'm on the floor about to show you the grass. I can show it to you like that now. Down we go. And I think what happened is my phone touched some grass and then I messed it up. So I don't know what I've done because girls will see it in a minute. Let's see if I can turn it back around. There you go. It should be still on. And then we got some lovely trees here again. Some big oaks right round there. Some nice trees in there as well. You always hear me talking about trees, as I do find them magnificent. Yeah, really nice. A few docks in this field, not terrible. I do have to spray it from time to time just to keep it under control, but it's probably a slight skip there. You can just see a little clump. Sometimes that happens. I can't get everyone, but sometimes it's not worth spraying the whole field. It just tends to be this top side seems to be the worst, and you can just see a few here now again, but just trying to keep them under control is the main thing. So I'm walking now, the gate, leaving North Park. I'm going back into the ground we bought in Rosehill. Rosehill land we call it, and Rosehill Farm is the land that still belongs to Nigel, which we rent. So altogether we rent around a 50 odd acre over here, and we own just over 100. This is Junipers. This will definitely be the last year for this. Probably take 2 cuts off this. And this is ryegrass, and it's been down. This will be coming to its 4th year. See, this is looking really good. If I think the field is looking as good as this, I'm not going to get expensive reseeding it, but this will be its last year because it will get thinner on the ground as the season goes on. So I'm really pleased with this again. This will definitely come with the other ryegrass. As I say, this was grazed later, so probably a little bit behind. As you can see, maybe a little bit thinner on the ground if I pull the grass back. But you know, you've got to really search for that. You know, it's really good. On the whole, looking well. Again, lovely trees right round. And just below that now, if you did look hard, you can see Slebish Lane through that. Well, I just put my finger, I think. There's a gap there somewhere. I can't really tell because I can't see can't see everything. But that's the lane that goes down to Slebish Park. And as you come along, you've got a lovely block of wood run right around the boundary. And we go over to our next field, which has got similar management to this one. So we're in Scarecrows. And again, as I said, this is ryegrass. Exactly the same treatment as next door, which was Junipers, if I didn't say. This one's called Scarecrows. It's a little bit thin on the ground, exactly the same as the other field, but not bad. And it's yeah, it's quite forward. Looking good. So this will come in with the first 2 fields we looked at. The ryegrass, I should say, not the first 2 fields. So Scarecrows, it's around 10 acres, something like that. Again, same sort of setting as the last field we walked through. Just continuing. There's a car going down there now. And then you come up to the Ross Road, I call it, and out to the A40 up that way. So we're now walking into Topworth. Just come from Scarecrows. Gotta remember what I've said to you all. Lucky really, every field joins via a gate right around the whole farmstead, which is really good. So you can just travel with the mowers one to another, right around the block. And Topworth, I think it means tump or bump on hill. Now someone who speaks Welsh, because I unfortunately can't, could probably put me straight on that. But I'm coming to the tump now, which is a few more steps and I'll be right on the top. You do have a spectacular view from up here. So we're looking right at the Preseli Mountains, straight ahead of me, which you hear us talking about quite often. We've got a lovely view from Parkin Hill. And if I pan round, we go out to the east, round south, you can just see the Permick Dock power station there, so the trees. Come round and we come round to the west, where we get most of our weather. So we got a lot of the rain. It's my neighbour there, Matthew. And back to where we were. So yeah, cracking view. Grass on top of this tump. I've never ploughed it because it's got a kind of it's kind of heritage. In fact, it used to have a kind of settlement here. That's the word I think I'm looking for. You can just see it's all flat on the top there. So we've got to be very careful how we manage it. I think the restrictions have been removed from that. And this is one of the blocks of ground I bought along with right around the top side. Grass looking really well. This has been down quite a long time as well. I'm quite happy with the way this field is performing at the moment. So there's no panics. I do get a few docks in this one. Again, I try to keep on top of that. But if you look at it, it's looking quite healthy. You know, considering how dry it is, and it is a dry bank, this one. Rain, I'm afraid to say rain, because when will it stop? But rain wouldn't do us any harm. Yeah, the grass is looking, you know, very much like the other lays. They'll need a bit longer than the ryegrass fields, but it's a nice big field, this one, 24 acre. The one across there is the same. And that's walked you right round all the fields in Rosehill. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that video. I might add something else on at the end, I'm not sure. I've just come back to the gate down this field, and I thought I'd show you this. Can you see the fertilizer? There's fertilizer on the ground there, you can see the white dots. There's more here, you can see it better I think. Get my shadow out of it. Don't know whether you can see it or not. It just shows how little, I can still see the dots of fertilizer. What if I stand like that? Who knows? Hopefully you can see that. Basically, where am I in it all the time? Good way. Yeah. I won't make it on the BBC as a cameraman, will I? Basically, we put fertiliser on about 3 weeks ago, just coming up I think. And that shows you we've probably had 2 little bits of rain since then. It's definitely helped, but it hasn't been enough really. But on the whole, I'm quite pleased with the grass. Things, if we get a bit more rain and a bit more warmth like we're having now, less cold at nights, not too much rain, just, you know, damp rain and warmth at the same time. Dry in the day, rain at night preferably. That's what we're looking for really as farmers. Too fussy. If we have a week off, obviously somewhere nice, we want it dry all the time. And we're happy with people.
Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. So it looks like hopefully in a few weeks we'll be doing a video on silage.
Yeah, stay tuned for that, and we'll see you next week. Bye.